to another episode of RVN's Playoff Recap. So glad to be with us here tonight. We've got a lot of news really to talk about, which is why we're going to be here until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So yeah, we're going to get to everything that's been going on here. Because as you know, the Musketeers season officially ended Sunday night. But we're not completely done for the year. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Rick Titus, the host of Drivers Talk Radio. Looks like you're having a lot of trouble with your caravan.
Oh, see, weighs a ton.
Let me show you this Ford Freestar.
Sure.
I think on a daily basis, you're going to find this a lot easier to live with. Come check this out. Just one hand.
Okay, I'm depressed. I just bought that caravan.
I understand. Here's someone who helped me when I was really depressed.
Therapist?
No, actually a Ford dealer. Come on, I'll help you with that seat.
The all-new Ford Freestar. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Cheese in the shell. This is gonna be bigger than man buns.
This is going to be bigger than Tinder.
This is gonna be bigger than drones.
What? It's going to be bigger than aliens! Aliens? It's going to be bigger than James Harden's beer!
This is going to be bigger than those things. It's going to be bigger than football. Real football.
It's going to be bigger than everything.
Cheese in the shell. This is gonna be bigger than man buns.
This is going to be bigger than Tinder.
This is gonna be bigger than drones.
What? It's going to be bigger than aliens! Aliens? It's going to be bigger than James Harden's beer!
This is going to be bigger than those things. It's going to be bigger than football. Real football.
It's going to be bigger than everything.
We'd like to introduce you to the new Subaru Impreza distributor. But unlike the Honda Civic, we don't have one. So there's less trouble starting in wet or cold conditions. We eliminated the problem by eliminating the part.
From beginnings to finish lines, from rehab to performance, from first steps to giant leaps, you are strong. Good Samaritan, your teammate in life, your partner in health.
I don't know how you do it. I put together some really impressive deals. But this thing you've pulled off, it's amazing. A big and tasty for just $1? How do you do it? What's your secret?
Got it, Buck. You're in luck. Because you can get a delicious beefy big and tasty, a McChicken sandwich, and lots of your other favorites on McDonald's Dollar Menu every day.
Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
Take a look and listen. You know I'ma put the twist in. Like a limited edition. You were born to be different. Born to be different. You were born to be different.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, I think it's time to get into it. So, now, as you know, like I told you earlier, the Musketeer season ended, unfortunately, on Sunday night. I know, really sad. But hey, for now, though, it may be over. But we're not done yet with the season. Oh, no. We are not done yet at all. Because there's still some business to take care of before the Muskies officially head off for the summer. At least for a little while, of course, until camp obviously starts. But so yesterday and today, the Musketeer, well, I guess I should say the whole league in general, held the draft, which seems so strange to have right before the finals start. And, obviously it was a very quick turnaround for the Muskies because, they only had less than 24 pretty much 20 hours from the time the game ended and from when they made their first pick of the draft. So, yeah, quick turnaround. In fact, they got to they got back here to Sioux City from Fargo at about midnight on Monday morning. So, yeah, and then it was, like I said, quick turnaround straight into the draft. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'd like to have a little bit of rest because of the hard-fought playoff series against Fargo, but that's not what ended up happening at all. Instead, hey, we got the draft. So, we're just gonna do pick, just no analysis or anything like that. Just go pick by pick because the analysis will come later when they're actually on the team and playing with us, type of thing. Or, they could get traded away and maybe they'll show up on a different team. Whatever. Alrighty, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit on how the draft works before we sort of get into things, because then it'll start to make sense a little bit. So the USHL draft is split up into two parts. Well, phases is what they call them. Phase 1 is for the players that aren't quite ready yet, but within the next couple of years, you would see them in a game. So these are like your 2008s, 9s. I think I even saw like a 2010 in there. I guess probably not. Yeah, basically 08s and 09s, basically. Although from what I can see, everybody's in 08. So either way, you'll see them in a couple of years' time. And then phase 2 is for the players that are pretty much ready to enter into the league. So you'll probably see them sooner rather than later. So, yeah, I don't know why they decided to do it in that order, considering, how other leagues work in terms of the draft. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to the picks. So, the funny thing I want to mention here, too, is the first overall pick went to Omaha. Surprise, surprise. And they forfeited the pick. It just says forfeit. Like, in fact, I don't even think they're the only team to actually forfeit the pick, and it's the number 1 pick that could potentially help them at least get back to the postseason, because after the dismal year they had last year, or I guess, well, I shouldn't say last year just yet, but this past season was dreadful. In fact, this season was worse this year than it was last year. It was horrible. But, yeah, they decided to forfeit a pick that could potentially help them out in terms of winning games. It's okay. It's all right. I'm not going to complain because, you know what? It ain't my team. So there we go. So the first pick, from Sioux City was round 1, pick number 10. Now, instead of actually drafting a guy, we actually signed a guy for tender, Nikita Klepov. So, yeah, you'll probably see him this upcoming season since he is a tender. So, yeah, you'll probably see him, in the upcoming season, like I said. And then we head to round number 2 with pick 25. He is an 08, obviously, 6'1", 160 pounds from Blainville, Quebec, Canada. That is Maddox Dagenais. It's probably Dagenais, but obviously once these players get into the league, then I'll learn and we'll have fun with that. And then we were actually supposed to have a round 3 pick, and that would have been the 40th pick. However, we traded him away in the Owen Keefe deal. So, yeah, that's how so we had no pick in round 3, unfortunately. So we had to round 4, and we had the 55th pick overall. He's 6 foot tall, 169 pounds. He's from Albertville, Minnesota. His name's Blake Sinclair. We now had to round number 5. He's 5'8" and a quarter. He's from West Fargo, North Dakota. And Sioux City it's the round 5th, 70th pick. Sioux City fans will probably recognize his last name once I say it. It's TJ Hale. Now, the reason why I say that is because back when the Musketeers won the championship I guess it's 22 years ago at this point, David Hale was on the team, and he's widely regarded as one of the best Musketeer players of all time. Well, this is his nephew who got drafted by the Muskies. So, hey, runs in the family, as they say, doesn't it? Anyway, we now had to round number 6. So we actually had 2 picks in round number 6, the 85th and the 88th. The 88th was from Muskegon, and like I said, we got the Owen Keefe deal, which I'll explain more here in a second. But we'll first start out with the 85th pick overall. He's from Topsfield, Massachusetts, MA, 6'1", 175 pounds, Gavin Holland. And then right after, 3 picks later, the 88th pick, from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, 6'1.5", 182 pounds, Case Kamzik. And then we head to round 7, no draft pick for us. That's all right. We traded ours to Tri-City for some stupid reason. I don't know why, but anyway, we'll just head straight to round number 8. 115th overall. He's from Blandford, Massachusetts, 6 foot, 189, Parker Stockseth. Round number 9, the 130th pick overall. He's from Maple Grove, Minnesota, 5'11", 167 pounds, Dylan Dean. And then the final round of phase 1. It was round 10, pick 145, from Macomb, Michigan, or Macomb, I think, Michigan, Macomb. There you go. He's 6'1", 195 pounds. That is Travis Poliski. Now, before I get into the phase 2, before we get into phase 2, now the Musketeers actually made a trade, and it kind of scared the crap out of me this morning. I'm not gonna lie, because obviously, it happened early this morning, because round 2 got off underway at or phase 2 rather, got kicked off at 10:15 Central Time this morning. So, and well, one of my friends, I guess, had been looking on social media during the day, and safe to say, it kind of scared the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie, because whoops, that was my bad. He said that one of our goalies got traded. I think he just said it like the goalie got traded, kind of like that. So it kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. I'm like, yeah, no way that actually happened. Like, I couldn't believe it, obviously. And then I looked later, and then obviously, okay. The goaltender we traded was one of our third string goaltenders this year that we used in emergency situations, because Irvon was playing in the World Juniors and stuff like that. It was actually AJ White. He only played a couple of games for us, so it wasn't that big of a change or that big of a switch for us. We traded him to Madison, and because of that, we actually got 2 phase 2 draft picks. Now, the one we got was significant to today because it was a 2024 round 3 phase 2 pick, and then we have a 2025 round 8 pick from phase 2 next year. So we got to wait a year from now to see, or at least probably a couple of years to see if it was a good trade or not. So we'll see. And then before we even get into phase 2, well, if we take a look back at phase 2, you could see a lot of talent from this year actually came from phase 2. Like in 2023, Hagen Burrows, Sam Court, Gavin Gary, Joseph Mentz, they were all in phase 2 last year. And then the year before that, in 22, it was Riley Bruick, Caden Shahan. Of course, Caden was here last year, and so was Riley for a couple of games. So, yeah, it's good that we really got to see them blossom this year, which was a really great thing to watch. So, yeah. Anyway, we will continue on to phase 2 now that all the trades and all that crap is done with. Okay, so these are now like Euro 5s, Euro 6s. So we should be seeing them here in a USHL sweater as early as training camp next month. Well, in July too. So yeah, we were actually supposed to have 3 picks in round 1 of phase 2, which sounds a bit crazy, but it's really not. The thing is, though, we did trade one of the picks, so that was round 1, pick 10. Womp womp once again. Although we do have picks 12 and picks and oh my god, pick 12 and pick 15 from phase 2. Pick 12, we acquired from Green Bay. And that's the funny thing. We traded our pick from the first round of phase 2 this year, and then we got back two phase 2 picks from other trades from other teams. Pick 12 was from the Landon Gunderson deal, and then I don't remember where we got pick 15 from. It says Fargo, so it wasn't for sure this year. It was either last year or the year beforehand, and my brain's kind of scrambled in terms of that. But let's just get straight to the chase here. Round 1, pick 12 of phase 2, Easton Houston. Or I guess I kind of blew that early. He's 6'3.5", 210 pounds from Edmonton, Alberta. And then the pick we got from Fargo, gosh, wouldn't it just be amazing if we stole one of Fargo's potential top players for next year? Oh my God, with how well they've done over these last couple of years, and then the star players that are on the team. And the good thing about that is the only time, this is like their last opportunity to win it, because some of their star players aren't going to be there next year. They'll either go off to college or the pros, whatever. So yeah, that'll be nice to see Fargo's decline in real time, truly. But yeah. Anyway, back to round 1, pick 15. In fact, we're wrapping this up in 13 minutes, and plus I have some other things to talk about, so we better hurry it up now. Connor Arsenal, and there he goes. I revealed the pick again. 6'1.5", 212 pounds from St. John, New Brunswick. And then round 2, we've got one pick. That was the round 2 20th pick, although we got that from Chicago. In fact, we were supposed to have the 25th pick, but we traded it to Sioux Falls, unfortunately. Womp womp. Although round 2, pick 20, he's 6 foot, 188 pounds. Gosh, excuse me. Moorhead, Minnesota. I thought I was going to burp again. His name is Sam Warila, I think. Okay, I thought that was an M. Larila. There we go. I like I said, I'm sure I probably pronounced that wrong, but once they start playing for the team, obviously that all those kinks will get straightened out. Anyway, round 3 rather, excuse me. We had the 37th pick. In fact, we actually traded a pick to Dubuque, so yeah, that was nice. So let's get back to our pick. Round 3, pick 37. We got from Tri-City. He's 6 foot tall, 185 pounds. And he's from Slovakia, Andreas Straka. I would say the town name, but I couldn't pronounce it at all. I couldn't even give you an attempt. That's how I couldn't pronounce it at all. Then unfortunately, no pick in round 4. That's all right. We traded that to Green Bay. I also believe that was in the Landon Gunderson deal too. Although we did have a pick in round 5. It was pick number 70. He's 6'2", 170 pounds from Fairfield, Connecticut, Tyler Rockus. And then we also had another pick in round 5. In fact, it was the last pick of round 5. He's 6 foot tall, 173 pounds from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, Kieran Dervin. Now we get to round 6. One pick. That's all. In fact, we were supposed to have pick number 86 originally, but we traded it away to Waterloo. However, though, pick number 88 is also a familiar face to, I guess he himself's not familiar, but once again, the family name. I wouldn't quite say is deep-rooted yet in the Musketeers organization, since his brother this was his first year playing for us, and you'll know why in a minute. But he's 5'10", 150 pounds from Minnetonka, Minnesota, Luke Gary. And as you know, if you've watch the Muskies all season long, Gavin Gary is his brother. So, yeah, it'll be nice to see brothers on the team, of course, if Gavin sticks around next year, and if Luke comes in this upcoming season or next season. It would just be cool to see, honestly. A lot of these guys, they've got cool things to them. It's going to be really nice to see. All right, round 7, pick 102. He's 6'2", 195 pounds. I guess I should say positions, but I guess that was something I kind of failed to do, didn't I? He's from Greece, New York. Yes, Ethan Phillips. Although I feel like I've heard that name before, on another team in the USHL. It could have just been another, it could have been somewhere it's similar names, but not related type of thing. Yeah, maybe at the end I'll go back and repeat the picks again, and I'll actually include their positions. All right, so we'll head to round 8. He's 5'10", 176 pounds, from Sunnyvale, California, Tyler Dysert. Round 9, pick 132. He's 5'11", 183 pounds, from Sweden. Again, a name I can't really even pronounce as his town name. Oscar Pantzar. Pick 110 overall. He's 5'11", 157 pounds, from Gatineau, Quebec, Canada. Anthony Elaine Samake. Or Samaki, I don't know. Like I said, we'll figure things out once training camp starts and all that. Pick 11. Now, the phase 2 is 20 rounds, so that's why, it's as long as it is. Although, you'll notice at the end, teams start skipping their picks, so... Because, 30 players drafted when a typical roster only has, between 22 and 25, that's... Pick 162 in the 11th round. He's 5'6". In fact, he's shorter than I am, which is the funny thing. 158 pounds, from Quebec. Again, a town name I'm probably not going to be able to pronounce really well, or without, Canadians freaking out on me. Enzo Lawton. Pick number 12. He's 6 foot tall, 180 pounds, from... I've seen this town name before. Still couldn't tell you how to pronounce it, but he's from Quebec, Canada. We'll say that. Zachary Chahade, or something like that. And then this one, this guy's name sounds familiar, but not because he played with the Muskies, because... Well, you'll notice when I say his last name. He's 5'11" and a half. He's 191 pounds. He's from Haddonfield, New Jersey, and it's Vladislav Brizgalov. Now, Brizgalov, of course, we all know Ilya Brizgalov, who played in the NHL for like 10 years, 12 years, something like that. Well, yeah. And if you're a fan of hockey, you obviously know who he is, who Ilya Brizgalov is. One of the most, they always say that goaltenders have weird rituals and weird things they do. Ilya Brizgalov took that to a whole nother level. Like if you see some of the interviews and stuff, and oh gosh, it's some of the best videos you'll see like ever in NHL history, his interviews and stuff. Well, this is his son, so maybe we might get some funny anecdotes from him, but we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, round 14. We had the 207th pick here. And he plays goaltender. Obviously, like I said, I'll go back and we'll recap the picks and I'll include their positions in this time. I'm not going to be saying it. I'm just going to say, round 1, our picks were this person and this person, and what like that. We won't do this because this is already taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So, yeah. Anyway, round 14, pick 207 overall. He's 6'1", 180 pounds, from Riga, Latvia. And, of course, Matiz Kivlenieks, God rest his soul, was from there. Of course, former Musketeer goaltender, Olivers Murnieks. I'm sure, like I said, I pronounced that wrong. It's okay. Round 15, pick 222. He's 5'7", 148 pounds, from Meriden, Connecticut, Dallas Potter. Round 16, pick 237 overall, 5'11", 161 pounds, from Detroit, Michigan, Luke Lalonde. Now, by this point, teams are already passing their draft picks because, they drafted enough guys. They don't need more. Basically their business is done and over with. Although Fargo thought they needed to still pick some more, which is absurd, but... Anyway, round 17, pick 252 overall. He's 6'1", 175 pounds, from Fall River, Nova Scotia. Yeah. I don't know my Canadian provinces as well as U.S. states, but I know like the names, obviously. Not the little, what do you call it? Abbreviations. Drew Allison. Anyway, that's who that is. All right. Next round 18. And I believe this is actually our last actual pick. Yes, it is. So, yeah. God, this draft went 24 rounds. Jesus frick. Did we extend? Oh, because Green Bay decided to take a whole. Oh, and Fargo decided like they need more goddamn players. Jesus Christ. So this is the last pick that the Musketeers picked. He's 5'11", 178 pounds from Northville, Michigan. Dakota Rayu Mullen. I don't know how to pronounce it. Like I said, once these players like actually get on the team and stuff, then we'll obviously know. We'll learn all the pronunciations and stuff. So yeah, just a recap of every single draft pick. We'll start off in phase 1 again. Well, round 1, like we said, we kind of skipped, or we signed a guy to tender, Nikita Klepov. He's a forward. Round 2, Maddox Dagenais. He's a forward. Round 4, Blake Sinclair. He's a defenseman. Round 5, TJ Hale. He's a forward. Round 6, Gavin Holling. He's a defenseman. Also in round 6, Case Kamzik, he's a forward. And then at goaltender, round 8, Parker Stockseth. Round 9, Dylan Dean, he's a forward. And in round 10, Travis Poliski. Then once we head to phase number 2 of things, it started off 2 picks in round 1, defenseman Easton Houston and forward Connor Arsenault. Round 2, excuse me, defenseman Sam Lorula. Round 3, Andre Straka. He's a forward. Round 5, 2 picks, a defenseman Tyler Rockus and Kieran Dervin at forward. Then round 6, Luke Gary. He's a forward, just like his brother. And then round 7, goaltender Ethan Phillips. Round 8, forward Tyler Dysart. And then, whoops, hold on. I completely... Okay. We're good. Round 9, defenseman Oscar Panzer. Round 10, Anthony Elaine Samaki or Samek, whatever. Round 11, forward Enzo Lawton. Round 12, defenseman Zachary Chehade. Round 13, goaltender Vladislav Brzgalov. Round 14, Oliver Merniaks. Round 15, forward Dallas Potter. Round 16, forward Luke Lalonde. Round 17, a defenseman Drew Allison. And our final pick, round 18, Dakota Ram Miller. Or Rayomi, whatever. So yeah, those are your draft picks / former Sioux City, future Sioux City Musketeers. So yeah, those are all the picks. Gosh, that took a whole lot longer, like I said, than I thought it would, but a lot of draft picks, to say the least. I don't know why we gotta, drag this out for 34 rounds total in 2 different phases, one phase bigger than the others. Like, what? Why? I mean, it's just, come on, people. Although, to be fair, the MLB is kind of the same way, so it's, but understandably so for the MLB. All right. I guess, we'll talk about it now. I planned about talking about it at the end, but I guess might as well throw it in here while we're still going strong here. The weekend schedule here on RVN. Now, nothing's coming up until Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to do round 1, game number 2 of the Boston Celtics at it'd be Cleveland at Boston. That's in the NBA. Friday, the only thing we're going to have is the $1 Million Drop Live, episode 2. You've waited over a month for it, so, but, with playoffs, and we had severe weather and stuff, so, that wasn't obviously going to work. But now we're finally getting to it. In fact, some of those episodes that were originally supposed to air over the last few weeks, those have been pushed to June. It's like a week-long strip of shows type of thing. It's like a Monday to Thursday type of thing. But obviously more on that, in the next couple of weeks when we officially reveal, all the shows we're going to be producing in the summer. In fact, we're going to do one long promo video that's like 5 minutes for every single, not for every single game show, but it'll have like a promo, like a 15-second to 30-second promo for every single show combined into one big gigantic video. So, yeah. And then Saturday we're going to be showing 2 games for you all, one in the NBA and one in the NHL. I had originally wanted to do the Saturday night NBA game at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time between Boston and Cleveland. That is not going to happen. Instead, we're going to take the afternoon game at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks. So we'll have that for you Saturday afternoon, and then it'll only be about a 45-minute break in between shows before we're back on at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It might even be 7:10 depending on when the game is scheduled to start. For the Rangers at Carolina, game number 4. Yeah, it will be game 4 at that point. And then Sunday, since it's Mother's Day, I'm still not sure yet on whether we're going to be doing any content or not. Do not be surprised if there isn't, though. Just, obviously. I mean, I want to do like an NBA game or, like, I can't remember what game it is, Saturday afternoon on ABC at 3:30, but I want to do that one and then like go to dinner afterwards for Mother's Day. But I don't know. It just depends on what's going on Sunday, honestly, in my life, because life is first before this. So, yeah. And then in terms of next week and stuff, still not sure on that yet. Obviously, that's all really to be determined at this point because, we're around by the weekend. We're going to be getting into maybe some possible eliminations in both the NBA and the NHL. So obviously the schedule's up in the air in terms of that. Plus, not next week, but the week afterwards, finals for us. So I may not be doing as much. I may or may not do 2 games on a Saturday, like at least the weekend before that, just, because we're still not sure yet whether we're going to a Friday or Thursday, but as I always say, check the community tab for any sort of scheduling updates. You'll catch all that there. Like if I say I'm supposed to be on at a certain time and I'm not, I probably said something about it in the community tab. But so that's kind of really what the next, at least this weekend for sure, is going to look like. Other than that, there's really not much going on in my life. However, though, before we go, we will take a look at some things going on across the country and the sports, because right now NHL second round is well and underway, to say the least. Game 2 between Carolina and the Rangers. Carolina leads New York 2-1 right now in the first intermission. And then at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, Colorado and Dallas will get their second round matchup started right away. Well, after that game's over. And then in the NBA, we were actually supposed to have this game, Boston and Miami, that was the last round. Boston and Cleveland. Right now it's a 57-44 lead in the second quarter for Boston. I just decided, I've got 2 quizzes and a test tomorrow. Well, part 1 of a test tomorrow. And obviously I knew all that yesterday. I'm like, I really don't have to. I want to spend Tuesday night studying and focusing on homework and stuff. So, yeah, I just decided we'll pause that. We'll still do game 2 we'll do game 2 Thursday night because there's nothing really going on Friday I really need to study for. So, yeah. And MLB, let's run down the scoreboard for that before we head off the air. The Tigers are leading I almost called them the Indians, their former name, the Guardians, 8-7 in the middle of the 6th. Top of the 6th, Arizona leads Cincinnati 2-0. The Nationals lead the Orioles 1-0 at the end of the 5th. Top 5, the Angels lead the Pirates 3-0. Middle of the 5th, the Rays lead the White Sox 4-0. Bottom of the 4th, the Phillies lead the Blue Jays 8-0. Bottom of the 3rd, the Yankees lead the Astros 3-1. Bottom of the 3rd, the Braves lead the Red Sox 2-0. Bottom of the 2nd, the Mariners lead the Twins 2-0. Also, bottom of the 2nd, the Brewers lead the Royals 2-0. Middle of the 2nd, the Padres at the Cubs. Gosh, it feels like it's an awfully late start. I mean, I guess maybe not, now that I look at things. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, unless there was something that I missed there. Bottom of the 1st, the Cardinals lead the Mets 3-0. I guess, well, it's just after 7 Central Time, so I don't know why I'm so surprised, but 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time, the Giants are at the Rockies, 10-10, the Marlins at the Dodgers, and then I already played today. Might as well play their games in the afternoon because nobody's going to watch them at night either. The Rangers beat the A's 15-8. Of course, I was talking about the A's, and definitely not the Rangers. Say the least. Oh, God. The Oakland A's. What a sad franchise, if I do say so myself. Well, my dad was a Dodgers fan, so, I mean, it only makes sense. Only makes sense. But yeah, that'll do it for this edition of playoff recap. Like I said, this went a little bit longer than I thought it was going to go, but it's okay. I got a lot on my mind, so might as well get one video to just it all out. So yeah, I will see you on that. Oh, and like I said, I would do like sort of pre-filmed videos, kind of like 15 minutes-ish in length, and then post them during the week. Because the only time I really post on here is during the weekends. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll have the odd videos out during the week on occasion. But you guys seem to really like those kinds. So that's why I kind of started playoff recap during the postseason so that, we could have shows like this. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned now right here on RVN for Coronation Street. And we'll see you all Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Game 2 of the NBA Eastern Conference semifinals between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics.